Hey guys, how are you doing today? Welcome back to another video. And right now I am going to start a rally on the R5 of the guild EVG in K663. Now, full disclosure here, I do have a spy account in this guild. I know a lot of people have a lot of different opinions on spying. Some agree, some don't, some say it's cowardly. But guys, if you think about it, this target right here is almost 700 million might, and he's in war gear and he has anti-scout. Now, rallying that without a spy or a scout is extremely costly, very risky, and there's a very high failure rate, because if this guy comes on and we've already sacrificed loads of leaders, that will be really, really bad. Knowing this guy's comp and formation makes things a lot easier, and for the people that say it's cowardly, well, if you think about it, you're probably not going to blind hit these kinds of targets anyway, so doesn't that put you in exactly the same position that we're in? Because if you're not going to blind rally 700 mils in war gear, and we're not going to blind rally 700 mils in war gear, that means we're all pussies together, I guess. But anyway, this guy does have 8 million troops, a lot of T4, but the key thing here is hardly any T2, which is why he's not going to be able to cap my rally. Now, he's an infantry phalanx, so I've started cavalry. Another thing to mention here is that this guild had no security at all. I literally just applied with my ult, wrote on the board, can I join? They let me in, no interview, no questions, they just let me in. I saw that the R5 was offline for 7 hours, so I rained on my ult and Hexpo one-trooped him, and we saw he had a good comp. So if you let in random accounts so easily, then I guess you kind of get what you deserve. Now, this guy is in the Wonder Forest, which under normal circumstances would be a problem, because when he burns, he'd get random ported somewhere in the kingdom and we'd have to find him again. But once again, because I do have an account in this guild, all I have to do is send a research march when he burns, and I'll be able to find him straight away, so there'll be no problems with that. The rally timer, well, the rally's walking now, so I'm going to switch to cav gear, and he burns on the first hit. He was in war gear, so the first hit is a bit painful. You look at the comp, you can see why he burned so easily. He killed over 2 million there, and then I'll just follow the research march from my ult, so we're able to track his location straight away. I'll port over there and immediately start a T4 range rally, because there's only a tiny bit of inf left. So this at this point, the guy had been offline for 8 hours, but unfortunately he is going to come online and he ports away. Another thing to note here is that during the first rally, I was looking in his guild chat, and like his guildmates weren't writing anything. No one even knew he was being rallied. He wasn't being reinforced. He wasn't being called, as far as I'm aware. So again, that if you are going to sit in a mainly inactive guild, and it was an English guild, so it's not like it was sleepy time for them. This was like midnight for me, so in America it would be much earlier. Then you've got to be prepared for the consequences that if someone rallies you, your guild aren't going to reinforce, so you're going to lose quite badly. Now, he ports back to his hive, and then I see in chat he's asking for inf reinforcements, so I'm thinking he's probably going to take this rally, but only 2 people end up reinforcing him, so I let it walk. I was hoping that this guy would either be dumb enough to take the second rally with only 2 inf rains, or that we'd carpet before he shields, but unfortunately no, he does wisely decide that it's not a good idea to take the second rally, and he does shield up, which, fair play to him, he shouldn't really take a rally that he's got no way of beating, because he hardly had any inf left. My account did get kicked shortly after that, so they figured out that this new player that they let him without interviewing was the source of their R5 being burned. But anyway, this is by no means the only guild that we've done this to. We put spies in a lot of guilds in our kingdom over the last week. I have plenty more zeros to show you. Some of them figure out who the spy is, others don't. You know, it depends on how good their screening process is. But anyway, we're going to go to the target we zeroed earlier. This is a pretty big target. It's 15 million troops in war gear. Good comp, over 1.3 million of each T4 and almost 3.5 million of each T2. He's got pretty decent war gear, as you can see right there. So he's going to eat the first rally from Battle Angel. I think he took a couple of leaderless rallies before this to whittle down his T2 a bit. But yeah, this guy is also an R5 of his guild, and we're just murdering all the R5s in the kingdom, basically. Now, I've got a cav rally set. I'm prepared to sacrifice my leader to break this guy's front line. We've got Hex ready to start range right after me. So Daisun is going to walk first, and then I release my timer, walk right after him. As expected, I get capped right after, and then I've got to random around for a bit because another guild had already set a tracker rally on me, and while I probably could take a rally leaderless, it would hurt. So it's kind of something I want to avoid, to not have to build the extra losses. But yeah, so my rally hit into his T4, HOD took out his T2 inf. We are actually working with HOD now, you know, after the incident happened at the end of KBK. Rallying R5s kind of does make me nervous because normally an R5 of the guild, you know, they're very well integrated into their guild, so they probably share logs and have login buddies that can log in for them, and people are going to call them. But no, this guy, either his login buddies were offline or he just didn't have any, so Hex's rally, his range rally gets capped because there is some inf left. Now let's see how Maluka's rally does next. He also wasn't getting any reinforcements from his guild, so I assume that no one was online. But anyway, now we just got to hope that all the inf is taken out, because this guy's stats appear to be pretty good if he's taking rallies this well. But he is actually going to burn on this next rally from HOD, which frees my leader, and that's a massive relief, because if that guy had come online, I would have been in some trouble. My leader would have been taking a vacation for the next 3 days. But yeah, anyway, now his comp is broken, he has no front line, he's just burned. So I'm going to get Banana to start another range rally. So after this round of rallies, this guy is basically going to be done. He only has a tiny bit of cav and mainly range left. So Banana's rally is going to take out the rest of the cav and leave just a bit of range. And then Maluka is going to basically smack the rest of the range left. And right after that, he's zeroed in 2 solos. So that's that zero done. And now we're going to finish the video off with a Fury target. Now this is a blind Fury target rally I did because this guild, the IK, they're one of those guilds that, you know, they didn't really react well to having a spy put in them. I honestly can't think why. But yeah, they now like to say that I can't rally anything without a spy, which is not true. Rally a lot of targets every day without a spy. But yeah, since these guys want an example, I guess I'm gonna have to pick an unlucky volunteer. So I'm gonna have to put this next thing in an entirely different video. It needs an entirely different video. So DIK are rallying this guy called Killer Llama, and when I arrived in K663 for the first time and saw Killer Llama scout, he's got a ton of T1, a ton of T3, and not much T4. So he's basically one of those people that doesn't know how to build a good troop composition. But what's worse is that he won't take feedback on how to change it. I've warned him many times that someone is going to smack him really, really hard if he doesn't swap his comp around, but he doesn't listen. And Killer Llama basically just gets zeroed online. We helped do that, but I'll put that in another video. But yeah, I just started a rally on Grand Ginger right now. I did rally Grand Ginger in WoW when DIK tried to take our forts. Their players went into Fury, and I rallied Grand Ginger thinking they had Fury. They actually didn't, and they shielded. So based on this logic, if they didn't want to take my rally the first time, it's probably because they can't. So I thought it would be a good idea to rally them again, and then they changed to their war gear straight away, which is, you know, not very great war gear, to be honest. But like, honestly, I can't even explain what happens next. So we're spamming Grand Ginger because the rally's about to launch. Grand Ginger is sitting there with their reinforcements, and then as soon as the rally timer hits 0, Grand Ginger random ports. And by doing that, they lose all their reinforcements. But my rally is walking now, and my rally gets carpeted a lot, it's sped up, and Grand Ginger's ported somewhere. The guild aren't going to reinforce them, and so the rally does end up hitting them. They do random at the second rally hits them, so unfortunately we can't set another tracker. But that's not even the worst part about it. The worst part about this is that they only have 1.2 million troops. Sorry, 1.3 million, and you can hide that. Even if they wanted to take the rally, they could have stayed where they were and got reinforcements, but they didn't even have to take the rally in the first place. And the other weird thing is that I couldn't cap 1.3 million troops. Like, my rally should have capped that. It didn't even reach the siege. But I think that is A, because it's a cav heavy target, and B, it's a cav heavy target in range wedge, and that makes it much harder to hit. But yeah, that was just kind of weird. target because they allowed me to zero them and they didn't even really need to. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Appreciate you, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.